Hello and welcome everybody again, hopefully, to Marvel Spank. Right, this video, as you've read in the title card, is about who saves Tony Stark. Let's find out what are the options, who could possibly find him. Now, there's one or two popular theories that have been introduced in other YouTube videos and different forms of media, but when you actually think about it, there's a far-reaching and extensive array of options. So, what we have to establish to start with is the message that Tony sends to Pepper. Was it, in actual fact, his first message? Has he been sending out previous SOS messages in case there is another craft in the vicinity that could quite possibly pick him up? And who could that possibly be? I think we should also probably set some parameters that despite the world of fabulous Stark tech, there has to be some limits to how fast people can travel and where they are travelling from. So, let's get the first one out of the way, and why it's highly implausible that it is going to be Pepper Potts as rescue. Of course it could be. She's a powerful, strong, independent woman who can do anything that she sets her mind at. And I'm not saying she can't do it because she has lovely breasts. They're not lovely, they are lovely. They're not lovely. Is it sexist for me to say they're lovely, or is it sexist for me to not acknowledge that they're there? Okay, in either case, it's not because she's a woman she can't do it. In actual fact, that probably empowers her more to do it. Anyway, the point is, Titan is a moon in orbit of Mars. Now Mars is also in an orbit around the sun, and it takes twice as long to get around the sun as Earth does. So, you're looking at a window of opportunity when they are closest together of 1 in every 26 months. And at that point, they are 56,000 million meters away, so 56 million kilometers apart. Now, what we have to look at then is what is the optimum speed of Tony Stark in the Iron Man armour, and also of what we know has been achieved in the real world. Now, if you look at the pace at which Peter Parker left the Earth on the ship, it took about a minute to get out of the Earth's atmosphere, which the main part of it is about 10 miles up, but if we use very lenient and liberal interpretations, the atmosphere goes up to about 300 miles, and if they did that in a minute, you're looking at a speed, and I've done the maths and a little bit of research, it's the internet, it could be entirely wrong, but let's just say if he was to do that, he'd need to travel at about 18,000 miles per hour. Now, the fastest probe that's been sent from Earth to get to Mars was travelling at 36,000 miles. So we could probably say we double that speed is the maximum, the optimum potential of somebody dismissing the fact that it's going to kill them in the first couple of seconds. There was only a probe, but let's just say there is something that stopped Tony dying when he went 300 miles in a minute. So what's that, 99 million miles an hour, 90,000, 900,000, whatever the fuck it is, it doesn't matter. Like I said, I did the maths before, wrote it down, used a calculator. Not like I do maths for a job, I do maths for a job. I have a calculator for that. Loads of tables, I look things up. Probably don't have your extension done by me. Again, tables, beam sizes, structural engineering, don't worry about it. So, here's the point, right? Even then, at that optimum speed, going that 55,000 million kilometers, or miles, sorry, to Titan, in that 1 in 26 month orbital sort of coming together, it would take 250 days. So on the assumption that we're backtracking from the point when that last message was going to be sent, and he was going to die within the next day, he would need to have sent it in his first message in January for her to get there in September. I guess it's possible, and that's sort of assuming that the message was instantly received and acted upon, and there was no delays, and Mars wasn't around the other side, and she didn't have to go past the sun and a lot further. So I would say logistically it's unlikely. A lot unlikely. But it's fiction, so you know, if they wanted to say that was going to be the case, then let them have it. Second one, Captain Marvel, just bumming around space on her way back to Earth, flying past Titan. Could happen. Could happen. The odds of that chance occurrence, or her picking up the signal, or whatever else, is pretty slight. It would take a bit of almost Deus Ex Machina. I am posh. Am I that word? It's like, I don't know. So you know what I mean though. Like, it would take an act of God for all the stars to align. So you're keeping it cosmic. I like that. Happened by accident. Brilliant. Anyway, so it would take, and I want them to be introduced like that. It's how Thor was found by the Guardians in, you know, windscreen, and Tony's in the windscreen and she's outside this time. It's like a mirroring and. Ugh, really? I don't think so. So let's look at the other options. Let's say we're sending out this SOS signal the 250 days before. Let's just say that's accurate. Let's just say that that's potentially the thing. He's waited 250, he's waited 8 months for someone to pick this message up. Who else is out there? Well, just who? Just who? First of all, we don't know where Crackling is. I swear to God I've got that name wrong. I struggled with it before I started. Crackling, let's just say his name's Crackling. If it's not, you know who he is. Sean Gunn, but not the time when he's Racket Raccoon, when he's actual Sean Gunn. Yeah! So, right, he could have picked it up, we don't know where he is, but would he necessarily go? Because there would be a lot of distress signals. You have to remember there's people disappearing left, right and centre. It did come from the Guardian ship. Also, the other option with that is the OG Guardians, another unlikely but more reasonable path to assume that they're in and around Titan, possibly somewhere. If that wanted to be written in, you could accept it, that one of these characters was there. Also, the distress signal came from Peter's ship, so is Ego necessarily dead? Could one of his avatars possibly appear in the way that Red Skull did? It wouldn't be very good. Again, it would be a little bit of for the sake of it, and I wouldn't really like that option. So the other one, the other two, and these two are very similar, so let's put them together, would be, again, because it's Peter's ship, we have survivors from Xandar, because you would assume that they killed half to get the stone, and then in the snap, another half died. And so we're left with 25% of the Xandarians, as we are with the Asgardians. So we've got the Avengers that are out there, who would also be able to pick up a signal. No, they wouldn't actually. No, they wouldn't. They wouldn't necessarily know that it was. They have not met the Guardians yet, have they? Thor met the Guardians. They did not. They escaped. Interesting. So the Avengers aren't probably going to, but again, they're out there in the ethos, flying around, having a right old fucking laugh. People have all died, they've got on with their lives, and they're probably just, you know, having a bit of a relax, having a chill. It's been a stressful few months. They just want to kick back, take stock of what's happened, and then decide what they do with their lives. Because the heroing business ain't really working out, is it? I think people keep dying. Every time you win, something else comes along. Oh my God, we've just fucking saved everybody for the first time, and now it's happening again. Oh, right, let's save everyone. Let's go and save everyone. Oh, but this is the last time. Everyone's safe? Yeah, half of them are dead again. Oh my God. We only just lost half of them and now half of them have gone again. I can't fucking be dealing with this heroing. Everything we do, somebody dies. Half of them die. Half died again. So I'd probably say they're kicking back. They don't know, they don't care. But the Xandarians, they're there. Glenn Close might be around and about, so that is another option. Then let's look at the people that are left on Earth. Now, Thor, with his new friend Rabbit, has the Bifrost in his new hammer. So potentially he could open up a portal, but he would actually have to know where Stark was. Oh, but hang on, he's been sending messages out. So that would maybe have locator coordinates. And then he might be able to work that out with Rocket's help. Rocket is, actually, Rocket should be in the discussion for who's the smartest in the MCU. That motherfucker's got brains. My guy's got brains, you know. People dismissed him because he's a little raccoon. Motherfucking racist. Raccoon lives matter, is what I'm saying. Raccoon lives matter. Right? So he's smart. You've got the Bifrost, you've got the coordinates. Put all that together, maybe they'll be able to go there and get it. God, best option so far. Oh, I like this one. I haven't even thought of that beforehand. Oh my God, I should totally write scripts and then this probably won't be so nauseating for everybody to watch. It's probably why I haven't got many subscribers. Subscribe, by the way, please. I meant to say at the beginning of the video, I got all excited and started on my little journey into the unknown. Subscribe. Let's pause now. Pause. Don't press pause on YouTube. That'd be silly because then... Exactly. No one's listening. No one's hearing that. So, subscribe. Like the video, please. Come on. Come on, please. Please. Come on, guys. What? Have you? No. Okay, maybe. What's the next one? It'll probably be better. There'll be some cards at the end of the video. Click on one of them. Anyway, so there's 3 things: coordinates, technology, and the ability to open the Bifrost. Now that is one option. But again, they'd have to get all this shit together and make that work probably within 24 hours of the last message. Again, if we're assuming that they've got there's 250 days to play with, which we don't know the timeline exactly yet. We don't know when that is. So assumptions are that one could work. I would give that one the best odds so far. Okay, what do we have left? We also have Scott. Now Scott has his quantum realm fucking tunnel, his quantum tunnel, which is basically, let's face it, you put quantum in front of it and it can do anything. I'm gonna call mine a quantum YouTube channel, and then all of a sudden I've got 1 million subscribers and everybody loves me, and I'm rich, and I don't have to do maths for a job, probably just as well, because I tried to work out something earlier. I don't know if you noticed that, and I got it completely wrong and started guessing. Yeah, that's not the way to be good at maths, is it? Don't guess, say you don't know. So yeah, basically, quantum tunneling can probably do absolutely anything they want. They can say now, oh, it's got quantum travel, or it's got like, we're gonna take a quantum leap. Sam Beckett, yeah, a fucking great program that is. Great, why has that not been rebooted? Thankfully why that has not been rebooted. Oh, but it would be good if it's good. Would it be good? I don't know. Oh, it would be good to have some more quantum leap. What a program that was. Anyway, they could call it quantum something and he could jump. Now, and this last one, and the final option, is actually the one that I think is going to happen. He's dead. Tony dies. Nobody turns up. They get the message too late, and they probably go and find him, and he dead. He dead. Man's dead. But we see him with all the time travel stuff in and the old scenes and everything in the set photos. So my theory at this moment in time is he dies. They get there too late, but when they start combining the quantum tunnel with Tony's bath technology, that the photos that we see are potentially Tony in the past, or they extract him and they put one of those little wrist things on him and he's part of the gang again. Potentially, that could happen. Of course, it's sad and it's not really what anybody wants, but I think it's the most likely option. I think what we have to understand here is it's sort of getting to the silly position like it was with the Soul Stone. Where's the Soul Stone? Who's going to rescue Tony? Well, it's fiction. It could be anything. Literally, if it can be written down or said out loud, it's a potential answer. It could be you, it could be me. If they wanted to write that I go and rescue Tony Stark, they could be. So any amount of rationalisation, any amount of logical thought is nonsense. There is no logical thought with this. There is no logical thought with the Soul Stone. I saw one person, out of all the many counts, Flicks in the City by the way, Jan, sick job, only person that guessed, but out of everybody, one person did. And do you know why? Somebody had to. There was someone would have come up with the right one. Does that necessarily make them right or lucky? Does that mean that they were just probably a bit better researched and they came up with that one extra option? Nobody can say with any conviction, and anyone that's absolutely sure is an idiot. Anybody that said they knew what the Avengers title was, they didn't work it out, they didn't have any insider knowledge, they just guessed right, and now they're saying, I knew. They didn't. And it's the same with this. And we're not gonna hear the end of it. So, let's call it a day with this video. It's a bit more of a rambly one because I had to remember a bit more stuff. And yeah, it cut loose a little bit too much at times. Totally understand that. But if you're here, please subscribe. Subscribe, at least to see a man unravel in front of a camera every couple of weeks in this sort of perverse intrigue, this curiosity to see what he's going to say next. Just even for that, even if, you know, call me names in the comments, don't mind, it's cool. It's all good, baby. Okay, cool, let's call it an end. See y'all soon.